Hey YouTube, this is Tim here, welcoming you guys back to another awesome YouTube video. Today I've decided to do a video on my entire Nintendo handheld game collection. As you can see, I have games from Game Boy Original, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo 3DS. I wanted to get this video in, so just wanted to show you guys some cool games that I have. I'll give a brief history about some of these games. Might give you a little cheat codes and help you find some cheats and whatnot. But, anyway, without further ado, let's get started on this video. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the Game Boy original games. First off, we have one of the classic Game Boy original games of all time. I'm talking about Tetris. Very successful game, very popular, and yep. It's what put Game Boy on the map. Next, we have Metroid 2: Return of Samus. That is the character right there, Samus Aran. And yeah, this is a very good game, which I recommend to you guys. I do have a updated version of this, but we will get to that eventually. Next up, we have The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Now, as you guys can tell, this cartridge is black. This was actually able to go play through Game Boy Color as well, so this goes both ways. So you could play this on Game Boy Original, but you can also play this on Game Boy Color, so yeah, pretty cool. Next up, we have Final Fantasy. There's another good game right here. Next up, we have Final Fantasy II. Now, the difference between these two games right here, Final Fantasy I, it's just a single player. You play as just one character, going through different places, fighting off bad guys and stuff. Final Fantasy II is a group. You have four people on your team, and you basically do the same thing like in Final Fantasy I. Fight off bad guys, upgrade, and all that fun stuff. So, yep. Alright, next up, we have Star Wars. Of course, this is episode 4, and also a good game right here. Next up, we have Super Return of the Jedi. Pretty good game right here. Next up, we have a game called Yoda Stories. This was... I don't know what I can tell you about this one, but this was basically like a mini game. You're Luke Skywalker, and you're basically fighting off the Empire and all that stuff. This takes place kind of between episodes 5 and 6, but I'm not sure. It's been a long time how I can explain the plot to this, but yeah. Next up, we have Men in Black, the series. And this was actually based off a cartoon show So basically, if you guys saw in Men in Black 1, Will Smith erased Tommy Lee Jones' memory, and Will Smith had to get Tommy Lee Jones back in movie 2. So, Men in Black the series, Will Smith does not erase Tommy Lee Jones' memory, so they actually made a cartoon series about this. I think it lasted like 2 seasons, I think? I don't know, but yeah. Next up, we have Pokemon! And as you guys can tell, this is actually the special Pikachu edition. You guys get to play it. You guys get to have Pikachu as your partner. Pretty cool, huh? You get to interact with him. You get to make Pikachu more powerful. And you cannot make Pikachu Raichu. It's basically this basically follows the anime, and the anime very successful. Next, we have a basic standard Pokemon game. This is the Pokemon Blue Edition. As you guys can tell, that is Blastoise. Next, we have a game called Top Gun: Guts and Glory. Next up, we have Madden 1997. Next up, we have NFL Blitz. And guys, I want to recommend the NFL Blitz games are very popular, especially on the Nintendo 64. I recommend the NFL Blitz. It's a very popular game. Next, we have a game called Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. This is kind of like MLB, but they have different teams, like the Chicago Knights or something like that. Yeah, I think they didn't want to get copyrighted for like licensing with the actual MLB teams, but yeah. Okay, you guys can't tell the the front cover of this is broken, but this is actually a hockey game. I believe this is NHL Hockey Club 1995. Okay, you guys. Okay, hold on. Let me try to zoom this in real quick. Hold on. Okay, if you guys can't tell in the cover, you guys can. If you guys can tell, you can't tell, but that is actually Madison Square Garden right in there. That is the New York Rangers and the Vancouver Canucks. Those teams actually fought each other in the Stanley Cup Final in 1994. The Rangers won that series in 7 games. So, yeah. Alright, next up we have WWF Warzone. And there's Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the badass wrestlers of the Attitude Era. Speaking of World Wrestling Entertainment, or the WWF at that time, here we have WrestleMania 2000. This was actually the first game released by THQ after WWF took THQ away from WCW, and WWF and THQ had a great run together before WWF became WWE, and they would still continue to make more games until THQ went out of business, but WrestleMania 2000 was a very good game. I recommend this, but one of the most successful games of the Attitude Era was, of course, No Mercy, but as you guys can tell, the cover here of WrestleMania 2000, we got The Rock, Mankind, aka Mick Foley, and Big Show. Alright, so that will do it for the Nintendo original game. I mean, the Game Boy original games. Now we go on to the Game Boy Color. Alright, first up, we got Metal Gear Solid. And this was actually a pretty good game right here. Now, I do want to say that this is not a part of the PlayStation Metal Gear series. This was Game Boy's attempt to do a different universe of Metal Gear Solid, but it didn't work out well. But this game was pretty good. A buddy of mine helped me out, try to get past some of these bad guys, and I really enjoyed this game. I recommend this game right here. Alright, next up, we have Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Now they did do another game called Oracle of Seasons, but I got this one instead. This one's a pretty good game as well. So, yeah. Okay, next up, we have Godzilla the Series Monster Wars. Now, they actually had a show called Godzilla the Series, which took place after the events of the 1998 Godzilla movie, where that one dinosaur egg was hatched inside the ruins of Madison Square Garden, and it grew up to become that Godzilla right there. And I actually did watch the series. I bought that on DVD a few years ago. Pretty good. It's sad it got canceled after 2 seasons, but hey, Fox was in a battle against the WB because, you know, Digimon and Pokemon. So that's the reason why this never continued. Yeah. Next, we have a game called Crystallis. More like a futuristic medieval game right here. Yeah. We have Men in Black Square, the series. Basically, the Game Boy Color version of the Game Boy original game. You will see another Men in Black game in here eventually. We got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We got a game called Lego Alpha Team. Now, I actually got this on Christmas when I first got the Game Boy Color. It's a pretty good game. I recommend it. Alright, next up we have, okay, you guys can't tell, the stickers ripped off here. We have a game called, this game is called X-Men Mutant Wars. I also got this on Christmas, the same time I got the Game Boy Color. When I first played it, I had a hard time. It was difficult for me, but then a few years later, I played it, and I actually beat the whole game. It's a pretty good game, I recommend. Alright, next up we have a game called Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. And this one's spooky as hell, guys. Yeah, I recommend this one as well. We have a game called The Mummy Returns, which is actually based off the movie. See right here, we got Brendan Fraser. We have The Rock, and we got that guy right there, Emotep. We have a James Bond game called The World Is Not Enough. We have NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC. I actually like this game because when I was playing it one time, I actually got to 200 points on here, and I did a 5-minute period, 5-minute quarters for each game because it can't go to 12 minutes. It can only go up to 5 minutes for a game for each quarter. But I went up to 200 points as the Chicago Bulls. It's not a 5-on-5 basketball game. It's a 2-on-2 game. I recommend this game as well. This is one of my favorites. I do enjoy this game. We have a typical casino game right here. Basically, it's slots, blackjack, poker, Texas Hold'em, craps, you name it. We have All-Star Baseball 2000. We have Mario Golf. We have Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And the last game in the Game Boy Color series, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? 2nd edition. And that's, of course, Regis Philbin. Alright, that will do it for the Game Boy Color. Now, on to the Game Boy Advance. And a little known fact, I actually got that one on Christmas as well. Alright, so starting off with the Game Boy Advance games, we have The Simpsons Road Rage. This is actually a pretty good game I recommend to you guys as well. Basically, all you gotta do is run around Springfield, get some money, and you get to unlock new cars and stuff. The goal, if you wanna just unlock all the vehicles and not do the mission, there are some cheat codes online. Go find them. I recommend that. But if you get up to $1 million, you complete the game. You won the game. And you get to unlock Mr. Burns as a vehicle. Pretty good game here, which I recommend. Alright, next up, we have Godzilla Domination. Get to play as Godzilla himself. We have The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And you guys can't tell the Link to the Past here. The text of it is fading out. But this also did come with another game called The Four Swords. Basically, for Four Swords, you had to get 3 more people to play with you to play that game. But Link to the Past is a pretty good game. We have a game called Castlevania: Circle of the Moon. A buddy of mine did show me a couple of cheats. A buddy of mine showed me a cheat about this. So, you're a vampire hunter, and you're hunting Dracula down, but Dracula traps you in his castle, and you do collect some cards, which will give you special powers. Now, what he showed me was, I pressed the R and L button on here, you pause it, and you go to the card selection. If you select cards you did not get, you can actually use those for like a one-time only, which is a pretty good cheat. This is a pretty good game here. Alright, next up we have Golden Sun 1 and Golden Sun: The Lost Age. these two are pretty good games as well. They were very popular at that time. So, yeah. Okay, we have Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Very successful movies right there. We have Metroid Zero Mission. This is also a pretty good game as well. If you do complete this game, you get to unlock the original, and I mean the very original Metroid game. I recommend this game as well. We have Grand Theft Auto. That's right, Grand Theft Auto was a part of the Game Boy Advance series. Pretty good game. Alright, next up, we have the Star Wars series. So we got Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. We have a game called Star Wars Flight of the Falcon. We have the Star Wars Trilogy, A Princess of the Force. You get to basically play as Luke Skywalker. And, of course, we have Lego Star Wars the video game, which is basically Episodes 1, 2, and 3. Now, this is a game called Galador, Defenders of the Outer Dimensions. This was actually a TV show that was on Fox Kids for like a season. Basically it was about a kid who got the powers to glitch, turn his whole body into like different parts, he could have like frog legs or like a robot arm or a blaster or something. He teamed up with a girl and like a droid, blue guy, and some weird frog dude or whatever. I do remember this show for a little bit. Lego did have like a license agreement with these guys. They did release Lego products with them. Unfortunately, it only lasted like a season as Fox Kids became the Fox Box and Saturday morning cartoons were starting to go into the crapper. But that's a story for another time. Here we have Bionicle. Good game here. Here we have Masters of the Universe, He-Man, Power of Grayskull. Here we have Aragon. This is actually based off a series of books. The books are very good. There was also a movie, which is also pretty good, which I recommend you guys. We have, yet again, another Men in Black video game. This time for the Game Boy Advance. We have Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. We have The Scorpion King, Sword of Orpheus. I actually got this funny story. I actually got this at a comic book store. They normally don't sell video games, but one time they actually were selling some of these old handheld games. I'm like, wow. But I bought this game just to give it a good home. We have Shrek 2, good game here. We have Alex Rider, Stormbreaker. This is actually the Alex Rider books are very good books. I so recommend to you guys. And the movie was good as well. Stormbreaker, this game is pretty good. I recommend it. We have Digimon Battle Spirit. We have Tactics Ogre, The Knights of Lotus. We have Advanced Wars. We got Rock'em Sock'em Robots. We have Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer. Now, I actually got this one on my birthday. It's pretty good. We have Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. I got this one on Easter, which is a pretty cool game as well. We have a game called Basilisk X vs. Sever. I think this was they actually did a movie about this, but I think this was also like based off a series of comic books from like Marvel or something. I don't know. We have another Top Gun game. We have The Sum of All Fears. This was actually based off a Tom Clancy book, which got turned into a movie. We have BattleBots, Designed to Destroy. BattleBots were actually a TV show at the time, but ABC did revive it for a little bit, like a few summers ago. We have Nicktoons United. I also got this one on Christmas. Basically, it is a crossover of Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Danny Phantom. All those guys join forces, take on the main bad guys from their shows. Pretty good game. We have The Sims 2. We have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Now, I don't know how, but if you like, somehow there is a secret character in here, and that character is actually Spider-Man. I think if you got 100% on with all of them, you unlock him, but I don't know. I think they put him in there just to like promote the new Spider-Man movie from 2002. So yeah. Okay, next we have a three games here. We have Millipede, Lunar Lander, and Super Breakout. All classic games right here. We have Backyard Football 2006. We have Need for Speed, Porsche Unleashed. We have Quad Desert Fury. We have Dexter's Laboratory Chess Challenge. And we have, this is called a Game Boy Advance video. This was, they actually did a series of cartridges where you can actually like watch a movie or watch like an episode of your favorite cartoon show or something. But this is actually the movie of Shrek 2. This is the actual movie itself, guys. So you can actually watch this on your Game Boy. And I got this one on Christmas as well. Okay, now it's time to do Nintendo DS. Alright, first off, we have The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Basically, it's Link with a train. We have Golden Sun 3 Dark Dawn. Another good game right here. We have Metroid Prime Hunters. We have Assassin's Creed 2 Discovery. That's right, Assassin's Creed was a part of Nintendo DS. So was this game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Defiance. This one's actually a pretty good game as well. We have Advanced Wars Days of Ruin. We have Star Wars The Clone Wars. This was actually, I actually played this game, even though Disney got the rights to Star Wars. Would you guys consider, if you guys played this game before, if anyone has played this game, would you consider this canon or Legends? Let me know in the comment section down below. We have Star Wars Lethal Alliance. This is considered Legends because this involves a Twi'lek warrior trying to steal the Death Star plans. Not like what we saw in Rogue One, though, but anyway, that was Legend. This is Legends, and Rogue One is canon. Of course, we have Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron. If you guys saw my PS2, PSP collection, I did explain this about Battlefront. This is basically the story of X2 and X1. So, yeah. We have Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, episodes 1 through 6. We have Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's Quest. This basically is told from Aragorn's point of view. Well, Frodo's friend Sam told his kids of the stories of Aragorn after the events of Return of the King. So, yeah. We have Tom Clancy's End War. We got another Digimon game called Digimon World Dusk. It's a pretty good game here. We have Raw vs. SmackDown 2010 featuring ECW. We have a thing called Ultimate Game Room. And we have a game called Ridge Racer. And get this, guys, I actually got this at the same comic book store as well. I'm like, holy crap. But I gave this game got a good home right here. And last but not least, for Nintendo DS, Major League Baseball 2K11. Alrighty, now it is time for the Nintendo 3DS games. Alright, first up, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And this is the actual Metal Gear Solid 3 game for PlayStation as well, but they put this on the 3DS as well, you know, just to get people to buy it. I bought this. It's a pretty good game. I recommend to you guys, to any of the Metal Gear Solid fans. This is a good game. Alright, now we got 2 successful Nintendo 64 games that got converted to the Nintendo 3DS. Of course, we got Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, very successful. And of course, we got Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask 3D. These 2, pretty good games right here. Alright, next up, we got Super Smash Bros. Alright, I told you guys I have another Metroid game, and this is one, Metroid Samus Returns. This is basically like the original Metroid 2 game for the original Game Boy, but more better and more good graphics. We have Dead or Alive Dimensions, pretty good game. We have Mario Kart 7. We have Ultimate NES Remix. Basically, it's different old NES games, and you can basically little tweaked up, make it look more cooler and stuff. So, yeah. We got Pokemon Sun. And last but not least, we have Angry Birds Star Wars. Okay, guys, that is gonna do it for this video. I want you guys let me know in the comment section, what is your all-time favorite Game Boy Original, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo 3DS game? Let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep informed. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and may the Force be with you always.